gorgeous Sagittarius moons, and welcome to my second edition of tarot readings for the new and full moons, and this is for the new moon in Leo on August 19. And we have all these glorious fire energies, and of course Sagittarius, you are a fire sign, of course, in your moon placement. And yeah, this is a very exciting time for creative projects, for dreaming, for tapping into your passion, and checking in with how your daily life is resonating with your soul purpose. Is it aligned? Now is a powerful time to check in with that. We also have Aries, Mars in Aries, and wow, guys, wow. Whew. All right. Whew. Okay, we're gonna get into this. Yes, there's also something happening with Jupiter. I'm going to put some links in the description for some of the astrologers I follow. I'm not really an astrologer. Tarot is my thing. I do love astrology and I do a lot of reading, but I would not say it's not my expert field. Alright, guys, there is definitely a lot of love energy in the air. There's definitely a lot of heart space stuff happening. And of course, Leo being ruled by the sun, and the new moon and the sun being in Leo, we really have this heart-centered energy, this expression of the heart space, this expansiveness. And of course, as a Sagittarius moon, you really are about that expansion. But we really mean this in terms of who you are at soul level, at the core, expanding those definitions of who you are, expanding it to encompass the understanding that you are universal energy. Ask yourself this one: a drop in the ocean, what are the limitations? Is that drop separate? No. That drop of water is also the entire ocean. And so you are also the entire universe. And so I really need you to check in with whether you are following your passion right now, whether your daily life is reflecting what makes you feel that fire inside, because it's so important for you to feel that tickling of creativity, of drive, of passion. It needs to be something, and this is the key, it needs to be something that is beyond you. It needs to be something that is not selfish, but encompasses the upliftment of those around you. You really also hold some of this humanitarian energy, maybe not to quite the same extent as, say, the Aquarius or the Pisces, but you also have this very much humanitarian activist kind of nature where you really do care about the collective. And so it's very important for you to align your career with that work. Is what you're doing providing some kind of upliftment, positivity, a service that is a service that really serves humanity? And the other thing that are coming up here is comfort. And while I think it's important for you to allow yourself to be in a comfortable space while you take time to heal, while you check in with your emotions, I want you to remember that at some point you have to push yourself out of that comfort zone, because this really is what excites you, is to take those risks and to take those leaps of faith. But it's okay to allow some of that space, but don't stay there in that comfort zone. Don't stay there in that bubble. You need to push something further, something more. And the other thing that's coming through here is take your power back. And you know, I do these Instagram live sessions every Tuesday evening, 8:30 p.m. South African time, GMT +2, at LunAscention. And this last week I was speaking about how when we complain about, say, the government or certain structures, but use it in a way that it takes away our power. For example, oh, the government's so corrupt, there's nothing we can do, it's all up to the government kind of feeling. No, guys, take your power back. Please don't use these structures as a way to disempower yourself, because you are very powerful, and we're even more powerful when we come together as a collective of light workers. And there are so many amazing collectives that you can go tap into and empower yourself and actually create meaningful change, instead of sitting and complaining about the government. Yes, see the faults. Yes, watch these systems falling. But don't waste your time sitting complaining about it and making yourself feel powerless. Take that power back. You are powerful. You are powerful. Please do not forget this. So in terms of the energy that's leading up to the new moon, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. So there really is this sense of building something meaningful, quite possibly within a partnership, in fact most likely within a partnership. And I really get the sense, okay, well, we'll move to that just now. But the Wheel of, pairing this with the Wheel of Fortune means that this partnership, if it's a new partnership and you're asking questions around, is this going to be fortunate? Is this going to be a good deal? Yes, guys, Wheel looks like it's turning in your favor. Take that leap of faith, but don't rush. Don't rush. Now's not the time to rush. Now is the time to sit and be quiet and conscious. It doesn't mean stop taking steps. Take the steps, but take one step at a time. You don't need to run 500 miles an hour flat into a wall because you weren't thinking about each step as you were moving through this process. But there really is a lot of positive energy surrounding this. And in terms of around the new moon in Leo energy, we have the Lover's card and the Two of Cups. So I really get the sense that this partnership could manifest into romance. And if it's not the same partnership that was just referred to beforehand in terms of business, perhaps you are meeting someone and something really incredible is blossoming and growing, and it feels like it's happening really, really quickly. And again, with that Sagittarius energy, you do like to just move really fast, but I'd really like to just remind you of the power of just take it slow, keep tapping in with your emotions, check in with your past traumas around old relationships. You don't want to bring this into this new relationship, and you don't want to project old problems onto someone who isn't actually necessarily manifesting those problems. Always take some responsibility in the mirrors that you're seeing, because I really am getting the sense that this romance happens very fast around this time. And you know, I always like to bring in this aspect of, you know, allow this to also be a romance with yourself, allow this to be about a new relationship with yourself. But because we really have Lovers and Two of Cups together, love is in the air for you. take it slow, be conscious about it, have good communication, allow there to be a lot of speaking, talk about some of the issues you've had in the past and about ways that you could potentially prevent that in the future. Because what we have happening right after this romance around new moon energy, after new moon energy, we have the Three of Swords and the Queen of Cups. And the Three of Swords is talking about heartache, heartbreak. So perhaps there's going to be a fight within this new relationship. And hey, look, maybe some of you are already in relationships and there's just this resurgence of love and romance within that existing relationship. And then maybe after this energy, then there's a fight and it's kind of like, oh, well, it feels like it was all for nothing. And you know, one of the best pieces of advice that I was given by a teacher of mine, one of my amazing teachers, is that, you know, you see all the good in someone, and this is great, and everything's wonderful, 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 and then you see the bad, and then it's terrible, terrible, terrible. But the trick is to see both, and to accept the good with the bad, because we are all complex beings. We all have shadow sides. We all have things that we are working through and dealing with. And even in this aspect of us having issues or having spaces where we need to grow, we are also at the same time perfect and divine. Even if we are maybe not always embodying that definition, that is what we are at core. And so it's about allowing space for mistakes, allowing space for growth, for transformation. And so, beautiful Sagittarius moons, don't just give your heart away too easily. Don't just throw all of your eggs into this basket. Enjoy this romance, but also be cautious. Also protect yourself. Take careful steps and make sure that you're doing your own healing work. Because if you're not doing your own healing work and that person is not doing their own healing work, then the relationships are going to bring you that healing work. And sometimes that can feel a whole lot like heartbreak and trauma. So I really wish you luck with processing and moving through these emotions, because here we have that Queen of Cups energy. And Queen of Cups, she's a strong nurturer. And she is tapped into that emotional space. And so she's really coming through to help you work through this heartache that you need to. And maybe it's a past trauma that's resurfacing through someone else's actions. Perhaps it's something else that's being mirrored back at you that comes from your childhood. And maybe this new relationship is not necessarily going to end. We don't necessarily have an endings card here. But there is definitely a sore heart. And so I really hope that you allow space in dealing with these emotions. And this is why it's really important for you that while you're tapping into your creative energy with all of this Leo energy and this Mars energy and the passion that's coming through, and of course this passion is manifesting in terms of love and romance, I really want you to allow quiet time, allow healing time, and really sit and be honest with yourself about where you're at within yourself. And it's okay for you to admit that there is healing work to be done. It's okay. Nobody expects any of you to be completely trauma-free. We're all in this process of healing, individually and collectively. And the most powerful thing you can do is admit your true feelings. Admit your true feelings here. I wish you so much luck. I honor you in this process of unfolding. Beautiful Sagittarius moons. Enjoy the love, enjoy the romance, enjoy the expansion. Honor the emotions that need to be honored right now. And if you enjoyed that, I really hope you're going to hit subscribe. If you're interested, I do a live tarot reading session on Instagram at LunAscention every Tuesday evening, 8:30 p.m. and this is GMT +2 South African time. I'd love to see you on that platform as well. It takes completely different form because we're in that live virtual space together and some interesting things come up. And I'm really enjoying this journey. Thank you for being a part of it. With love.